Comic book fans suck. Like, you guys recycle, like, the same, like, 5 points of discourse, and they're all terrible. I do find it funny people were comparing, like, JLI to, like, terrorist documentation, but, like, also at the same time, JLI fans, some of y'all really need to learn how to just, like, shut up. Just, like, don't say shit. And we wouldn't be having this discourse every other week. I'm ashamed to have a Blue Beetle profile picture, but I don't really, like, have any other options, you know? Fuck Marvel, in general. But especially fuck that Fantastic Four movie. What do you mean? Oh my god, I can't believe that Joseph Quinn is out hunting current comic book Johnny Storm. Current comic book Johnny Storm is a 30-year-old gay man. Let him be a little bit fun. Let him be a gunkle. Anyway, welcome back to another episode of Last Week in Comics, where I talk about the last week in comics. It's Comic-Con week. I was so sad because I found out that they were handing out Booster Gold pins at the Dan Jurgens panel from one of my other Booster Gold oomps, who's also a lesbian. And surprisingly enough, a lot of us are. It was really funny, because she texted me beforehand and was like, hey, are you going to be at Comic-Con? And I was like, no! I'm broke, and also, like, I'm on the other side of, like, the state of the United States.
It's called the Midwest because every single thing in it is mid!
So instead, I'm going to be sitting here and telling you what happened last week in comics, and also any Comic-Con announcements that have happened, which might mean that this video has to be recorded on multiple days. So, good luck, Stack. Alright, starting off with a book I didn't talk about because it pissed me off that badly. Mark Waid's New History of the DC Universe issue 2 came out. So, a couple things. One thing, they're still calling Cindy by the G slur, which is crazy because they did actively remove another slur from the first issue, so I don't know who at editorial does not think that the G slur is a slur, and thus it was completely allowed to stay in the book. Other thing, apparently the Charlton universe no longer exists. So from what I can gather from, like, the page layout and paneling, and specifically the fact that Barbara Gordon's just, like, right there in the middle, Blue Beetle, Ted Cord, The Question, and Nightshade were all a part of the DC universe prior to Crisis. Like, they were just in the same universe. Which, like, really sucks. Like, that is the thing about, like, the new DC whatever, is that, like, every single time that they make a change, it tends to be the worst possible one that, like, screws over several other things. The only exceptions being the fact that, they're not going the racist route with Talia. They do admit that her and Bruce are in love, which is great, but also I'm a little worried when we get to Damian. And, Guy Gardner is still not a cop. Guy Gardner is a school teacher. However, sacrifices needed to be made. Jon Stewart, still a cop, unfortunately. Or military. I honestly think my opinions of this is, again, I cannot believe that DC conned people into buying an internal memo and disguising it as a comic book. And second off, I don't think that one guy's vision should be encapsulating the entire history of the DC universe. You have a lot of people who are still currently at DC that have impacted these characters' histories majorly. Dan Jurgens, for example. Again, apparently he's not even, like, giving notes on the Booster Gold show. He created Booster Gold. You have him just there. I don't know, like, if we get to the next book, and, like, there's, like, let Dan Jurgens write the fucking thing for Death of Superman, you know, a book he wrote, or Booster Gold, a thing he wrote. Like, we could get, like, so many, like, bits and pieces of, like, different writers and, like, how they wanted to shape, how they think of the history of these characters. But no, we're all going through Mark Waid, who, I like Mark Waid's writing. I don't think he knows his shit, though. He does not strike me as a continuity cop, which is what this book should be. I'm a continuity cop, though. In my fanfictions, I have, like, a list of, like, different books and the years that they happened. so that I can keep track of order of events. Okay, now we're no longer talking about stuff I don't like. We'll talk about more stuff I don't like later. Let's talk about the first book I actually read, because again, you don't read new history of the DC universe. You flip through until you find a character you like. Again, why wasn't this written by multiple writers when you have multiple artists also on it? It's whole thing. Anyway, Absolute Wonder Woman number 10 came out this week. So we have her rescuing Ferdinand and this young girl from Cersei. That's kind of the plot of this book. And like this time when I read both it and Absolute Martian Manhunter, I just sat there and like had to like think about how excellent the art is. Like I made an entire video on it. That's how like passionate I was just about the art of these books, because I don't think that they get enough credit for how like grand in like scale they are compared to the rest of the DC universe or the rest of the Absolute universe. Because again, here's the thing, I don't read that many Wonder Woman comics. I'm just gonna admit it, because I think that that's fine. I think it's okay to admit when you have not read that many comics. But from what I've heard from some of my Wonder Woman mutuals is that it seems to be the only book that keeps continuity with Historia, which is interesting because you think that like Historia would be brought up more because it's like an official, like here's the origin of the Amazons. But no, you just let Tom King wipe his ass with that book. Oh my god, we got like a baby Diana in it, like a baby Diana on her first like monster fight.
Oh my god, my Shayla!
And it's so fucking cute. And I especially just like how Diana, like this Diana, like her first choice of action is never fighting. It's always like talking or like figuring out what's wrong. And this book has done such a good job at Wonder Woman. I'm disappointed that like the mainline comics like this fucking shitty. You know? Go read Absolute Wonder Woman. That's all I have to say. Anytime I review this book, this is what a Wonder Woman book should look like and should be. I really hate DC's house style and how it kind of ruins things. I also hate how DC uses the same, like, 5 male writers for everything, and they all fucking suck. It's like that and, like, so I'm gonna segue into talking about Absolute Martian Manhunter right now. But, like, it's like, these two books, like, they just take me away so much with the art that sometimes I just need, like, sometimes I come out of there, like, smoking, like, a cigarette, like I just had sex. Like, that's how I feel like when I finish these books. Especially this issue of Absolute Martian Manhunter, because it went fucking crazy. So, of course, the White Martian is still, like, infecting people with the hate rays. I'm calling them hate rays, but that's only because I just read, like, issue 21 of Fantastic Four with, like, the hate monger. But, like, you understand the hate rays. Like, there's a massive power outage, and there's also, like, an assassination attempt. Like, everyone's trying to fucking kill John Jones. Yes, I got it right this time. I got it fucking right. It's not John's. Although it should be. Just for my sake. I think it would be funny. We also get our first appearance of Chacos in Absolute Martian Manhunter, and someone has apparently drugged the Chacos to try and kill John Jones, which I think is fucking hilarious. Especially because when you do see the Chacos, it's like the Martian's like, I need some fucking Chacos, man. Can I have the fucking Chacos? The other very important thing. I forgot, like, something really important to the overall Absolute universe just happened in Absolute Martian Manhunter. They showed our first look at Darkseid. Like, we've seen a lot of Darkseid in, like, the All-In special in Superman, especially this week. But, like, this is the first time we've seen Darkseid from the perspective of someone who's in the Absolute universe. And my god, I fucking, like, again, smoking a cigarette after reading this comic, I fucking love Javier Rodriguez's art, because, like, you see, like, this massive, massive shadow figure, and it took me a second to realize that was Darkseid. And just the color scheme and, like, how the Martians, like, the Martian mindfuckers floating through there. It's excellent. I fucking love Javier Rodriguez's art. So, with, like, some other announcements that are happening, like the DC the Absolute Villains special and all that kind of stuff, I think we are ramping up to a conversion point. I'm also gonna bring this up because we're in like the absolute section of this video, and I might as well. They did also release a cover of Absolute Batman and Absolute Wonder Woman. It seems like those two are going to be the first two to cross over in the Absolute universe, which is interesting. I did not expect the first two to be Wonder Woman and Batman. But also maybe it's because I just haven't been keeping up with Absolute Batman, so I don't know what's going on in there. And also, other announcement that kind of disappointed me about the Absolute universe, we might have another Absolute flop on our hands, because Absolute Green Lantern is the next Absolute book that's going to be published. He's making a appearance in the Absolute Villain special, and then he is getting his own 6-issue miniseries. I'm gonna review, like, the first issue, like I promised I was. Like, I saw it, it just looks like it's Green Arrow. Like, I don't think that this one's gonna have, like, any structural changes, at least to the degree that the other Absolute books do. Like, I thought that Absolute Batman was gonna be shit because, like, in first announcements, it was like, oh, he's just big now. But, like, I think what I thought about Absolute Batman going in is gonna be true of Absolute Green Arrow. Nothing's gonna change. It kind of sucks, but oh well. Oh yeah, I did read Superman issue 28 this week, mostly because I was under the impression that Booster was gonna be in there. He wasn't. So I was off by an issue. He is gonna be in 29, hopefully. They if not, I know for certain he's gonna be in 30, but they got me. They got my ass. Anyway, this entire issue is the Legion of Darkseid, the Darkseid Legion, whatever you want to call them. They are coming to manipulate Superman into getting them to join them, and Superman's like, no, I miss my friends. What happened? I want to fix this. And they're like, no, you can't. We're gonna make you have visions like you're killing all your friends. Because we're evil now. And then Superman gets saved by the Time Trapper, which I heard is an actual character. I kind of was hoping that it would be Rip Hunter. It's not. That's like a dude that exists in DC ahead of time. I thought I knew all the Time guys because, obviously, but apparently I don't. So we'll see how this plays out. I'm interested. Superman might have gotten me back in. All in. Ted's not getting any books right now. I'm kind of bored. Oh no, Ted did get a mention. Oh god, I'm gonna have to talk about Justice League Unlimited issue 8 next. Justice League Unlimited plot-wise has lost me. They're, like, in the middle of the We Are Yesterday, like, thing still, and, like, so everyone from all universes. Right now, I'm treating, Justice League Unlimited like a cameo fest. So, luckily, we got a new still of Ted from Dan Mora, which is great for me specifically, because I do like it when Dan Mora draws things. I really hope that Dan Mora didn't give him pants. Okay, I have an asterisk with the pants thing. It's okay if Ted Kord wears pants if he's no longer a superhero and is just more of, like, the guy in the chair. But that's not what they're doing here, so why is he in pants and not his little tights, his little shorts, So, Marilyn Moonlight also got a cameo. 10 out of 10. Love her design. I wish to see more of it in, like, books. Like, this is one of those characters that they made that they should have given, like, a mini or something to. Or, like, just more. She's so fucking cool. I just wish that, like, she wasn't, like, in the middle of a Superman book, Oh, so I have to say about this fucking book. There was, like, another cameo. Oh, yeah. The other thing with this book is that they did have a Huntress, and Daystar went for, like, 20 minutes trying to figure out who this Huntress was. Because, like, so this Huntress has the skin tone of Helena Wayne, but, like, one of the suits that only Helena Bernelli wore, and so it's just confusing. I don't think even DC knows which fucking Huntress is around anymore. And I do like how much Mr. Terrific is being utilized in Justice League Unlimited, especially with his mini going on at the same time. he's like, oh, I should try and get like my previous version to come and help us. And they also do this really cool panel with Kara where it has like all of her like split up. But turns out that they put two Supergirls who were not Kara in there. So again, I think Mark Waid's a terrible continuity cop. Anyway, they got fucking Airwave back, and now they're like, oh, we have to go deal with the We Are Yesterday bullshit. I probably actually have to cover this book more because, I'm gonna read Justice League, the fucking one with Gold Beetle for some reason. That's just what I'm calling it. I don't actually know the title of it. I go through so many comics per week that, genuinely, I start losing it at this point. Because I'm filming this on Friday now instead of Thursday, so my memory's just, shot. Okay, I don't want to talk about Gotham City Sirens Unfit for Orbit, so I'm just gonna say, it's a comic, I guess. But I have been hearing that Green Arrow has gotten good again, at least for Oliver Queen fans, so let's talk about Green Arrow issue 26. We're getting another Roy Harper arc, where he seems to be hospitalized, and, it's calling back to, obviously, the drug PSAs that they used to do, not PSAs, you know the storyline, you know the drug abuse storyline that they did with Roy, so it's harkening back to that, and all that kind of stuff, and it's bringing up a lot of emotions with that, and, this shit's good! I think I would hop onto Green Arrow more if it was all about, Oliver Queen's mistakes as, a father, and, as a person, and him having to reconcile with them. Mostly because then, you kinda gotta address Connor, but, I don't know, maybe after this, arc is done, if it's executed well, I might go back and read it, but I already have to read so many comics, I don't even fucking know at this point. Oh yeah, Mr. Terrific Year 1 number 3 came out. Again, if you liked Mr. Terrific from the, movie, JSA, he appears in the later book. I do recommend just reading all of JSA because it's good, or JSA 1999. I do recommend just reading all of it because it's good, but that is his most prominent appearance. He is now, but this book is going to be a good place to start. I just wish that, like Kendra's and Metamorphose miniseries, it was able to be put into trades shortly after the Superman movie or before, instead of, so much after, because I do think that more people need to be reading this. It is a really good book, but I feel like the Superman crowd is people who don't read comics as frequently, so it's a lot better for them to, have that before the movie comes out, so people, when they're going to their comic book shops, they can just grab it rather than later. Anyway, okay, so the Flash also had a new special, Bad Moon Rising. It's all about this fucking magician, I guess, who's fucking up Flash to save, his loved ones, and now he's gotta face off against Wally and one of his kids. I did actually scroll through this, because I was like, I promise I would read every new number 1, and then I'm like, I don't want to do that. We also have, oh shit, Hush 2 is still going on. So, Batman 161, we're still in the middle of Hush 2, which means that this book is useless, because, again, Jeff Loeb is a racist. He specifically had, anti-Asian comments that he made. Again, why does Jim Lee put up with him? I don't fucking know. Barbara's here for some reason. I don't know. I don't care. I'm not reading a Jeff Loeb comic. So, last book to talk about, Green Lantern issue 25. I feel really bad for my mutual who's an Amethyst fan, because they've been doing my girl dirty since the beginning. And I kind of wish that we lived in a universe where, that old DC short, Amethyst Princess of Gemworld got picked up. I think DC really shot itself in the foot with that series not being greenlit, because then immediately after that, Cartoon Network started airing Steven fucking Universe, and that was a massive fucking hit. So they really hurt themselves in that case. But also, other thing, they're still doing Carol dirty. For some reason, I don't think that the artist cares enough. Carol has a shield, and it has the Green Lantern symbol instead of the Star Sapphire symbol, which says a lot about how she's been treated in this book. Okay, I'm going on to the indies. Also because I'm kind of hungry. There's only really one indie book I want to talk about this week, which is Godzilla #1. So I'm just gonna go over the plot because I like the basic setup that was done in the intro, because I really do think that you should just read it. The Godzilla comics are fucking amazing. Everyone should go read them. But so there is this team that has been developed of these 4 individuals, one of them being Jet Jaguar, who can only speak in his 90s theme song, which I think is the best. I love this interpretation of Jet Jaguar because, like, he looks so fucking creepy, and it's so great. I love this little robot man. But essentially they have formed a team to try and take down Godzilla, and there's a new addition, someone who can essentially take the G power that Godzilla produces and fire it back at him, which is fucking sick as hell. So I'm really excited to see how this goes. I know I didn't talk about it on YouTube and Twitter and stuff, and it's mostly just because I got tired this week and I've been I've been sick, and it's not been a good week for me. But go read it, because it's great, and I love it. Now on to the Comic-Con announcements so far. So one of the first things that happened at one of the DC panels is that we found out more about DCKO, that giant fighting ring tournament. So we got the initial kind of roster image, a lot of blanks, but some of the more notable ones that have been brought up is Captain Atom, Guy Gardner, Supergirl, Wonder Woman, Lobo, Swamp Thing, Cyborg, Red Hood, and Zatanna. Why the fuck is Red Hood here? Because also another stipulation that got brought up at this panel is that everyone's only allowed 1 item into the tournament. So Superman has brass knuckles with mini suns in them, which is sick as hell. But also, Red Hood, how the fuck are you gonna survive past, the first round? I think it's gonna be really funny to just see him get his shit rocked, because he's the only one in this bracket. So in one of the initial brackets, it does seem like eventually Wonder Woman versus Lobo, or Wonder Woman and Lobo are gonna be in round 2. And same thing with Swamp Thing and Cyborg, they're gonna be in a round 2 potentially. But none of the other ones in Red Hood's bracket have been announced yet. And I'm sorry, he's gonna get his ass whooped. It's gonna be bad for him. And I know what you're saying. Obviously, one of them's gonna be Batman, and then the whole prep time bullshit's gonna happen. No, actually. So to go alongside DCKO, they announced Batman Nightfall by Joshua Williamson and Dan Mora, which is going to cover what Batman is doing during DCKO, which he is facing other Robins who are now Batman. So that prep time bullshit can't happen in this power scaling event. So good luck, Jason. You're gonna fucking die. Just looking at it, it does seem like one of the Batman potentially is the older Damian Wayne that we occasionally see batting around with the trench coat. I would assume another one is Tim Drake. I'm really hoping that the one with the full mask is actually just Cassandra. I think you're doing a disservice to Batman as a character if you don't have one of them be Cassandra. I know it says Robins. I just not realized this. It does say Robins. But, come on. That's kind of it for Last Week in Comics. I don't know what other stuff I talked about over there, but I want to eat before we go watch wrestling again, because Hulk... Oh my god, I forgot to bring up Hulk Hogan's fucking dead!
While we have a moment, don't you guys think it's bullshit that the Iron Sheik is dead while Hulk Hogan still lives?
Can I record a new intro for this? Rest in piss, brother! Oh, I sounded like Vince McMahon in that.
Yeah, do a Hulk Hogan impression.
Hey, brother. Rest in piss. I can't wait for the day that Vince McMahon dies. It's gonna be a fucking party on Twitter, because, already with Hulk Hogan's death announcement, people were like, I'm throwing something on the grill right now. It was great. I fucking love everything that happened. It got to the point where Mercedes Moné, who's currently signed with the AEW, was even like, for some reason I'm really hungry right now. I hope that Hulk Hogan is being beaten up by the Iron Sheik in hell right now. Not because the Iron Sheik is in hell, but because the Iron Sheik heard that Hulk Hogan died and came to beat his ass. I love Sheiky, baby. Rest in peace. I hope you're having fun kicking Hulk Hogan. Same with who's the guy who Hulk Hogan stole his entire gimmick from? Superstar Billy Graham. I hope that Superstar Billy Graham is also beating up Hulk Hogan's ass. He died the same year that Iron Sheik did. It seems like all of Hogan's ops died like the same year. I think we should kill Hulk Hogan again. Rest in peace, brother. It was such a good day on Twitter. It was like God, like, realized that the Fantastic Four movie news was coming out, and then decided to fill my feed with Hulk Hogan's death instead, so I didn't have to see a single thing about that goddamn awful movie. It's great. It's so great. I'm still getting Hogan tweets. I'm only getting Hogan tweets. I gotta go watch SmackDown where they're gonna glaze Hogan, and then I'm pretty sure they might have to pre-record whatever they're trying to do for Hogan's death, because the audience might be booing it so hard that, like, like, they can't salvage it. Because, like, the last time Hulk Hogan was on WWE programming, he got booed so horrendously. It was so funny. I hope it happens again. Cleveland, Ohio has the opportunity to do the funniest thing. Anyway, I'm done talking about wrestling. I'm done talking in general. I want to go eat. So up here is going to be your next recommended video. Is an episode of Ash and Their Fantastic Friends, my live show I do every Saturday, 9 p.m. EST. Is it another episode of Last Week in Comics? Is it a YouTube short? Is it a video I haven't even published yet? I don't fucking know. They won't tell me. Down here is the rest of the playlist from Last Week in Comics. I've been doing this since November 2024. It's a lot. It's a lot to keep up with. It's a new video every week with a new thumbnail. You better appreciate me, and you better appreciate the work that Stack's doing to keep this show running. Like feeding me pretzels while I'm recording. Don't feed me another pretzel right now. The pretzel. Okay. Over here is the subscribe button. I'm gonna be making more videos about collecting comics and Wyatt Wingfoot, so you should go subscribe. Subscribe. I'm gonna be doing more on this channel. I'm putting all my eggs into this basket instead of TikTok. And cut.